Hey everybody, I'm DBSTCG Central. Welcome to another deck profile video. Today, if you saw the thumbnail, we are doing Broly Surge of Brutality. This is a Awakened Surge leader, if you see the top or top left right here. So this guy is an alternate Awakened than usual. This is actually a multicolor leader. It's actually green and red at the same time. In the new set that is coming out, there is going to be some new multicolor cards and support, which is going to support multicolor leaders, but also multicolor decks. So look forward to that in the next set coming out. And I'll show you where this thing's at right now. This is post Battle of the Gods. So I'll show you what this leader does. So on this side is on Awakened side. Auto. Once per turn, when you combo with a red or a green card, you may draw a card. It doesn't sound good right off the bat, because you're losing a card and just gaining one. But we have cards in this deck that actually, when you combo with them, they'll draw you an extra card. So if you use a super combo or something, you'll be drawing 2 cards. But also, there's other cards that we have in here that will draw you an extra card when you combo with them. So this is a really good ability. Awaken Surge, you can choose 1 red card and 1 green card in your hand and place them underneath this card. You may draw 2 cards, then choose 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode, then flip this card over. So it's really powerful, but you're really just untapping 2 energy because you're putting 2 cards under here and then drawing 2, so it's just replacing itself. So then when you awaken, active battle once per turn. If your life is at 3 or less and you choose 1 card under this card and place it in the drop area, choose 1. Choose up to 1 of your battle cards in the drop area, combo with it. Then this card gains double strike for the turn, for the duration of the turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So really powerful. It's got some automatic barrier removal on attack. So if they're going for game with something crazy, you can just wipe it from the board when they attack active battle. You can only do these abilities as long as you're removing a card from underneath it when you awaken Surge you put under. And the more cards that you have under here, but we don't have any other ways to put more cards in here, just the Awaken Surge. So you can only do each of these abilities once or twice each, depending on which one you pick. When you get rid of a card, you can do an ability. But he's a super strong leader. When he came out, he was running the meta like crazy. But the Unisons changed it up a little bit. He stopped seeing some play, but I figured out a really strong build that is super competitive and wins a lot. So we're going to start off with our Unisons. So we start with this guy. It's Demigra. He actually replaces the Gohan in the deck when it first came out. There was a self-awakener Gohan. Now this card is really good here. It'll get your free counterplays live and stuff, which I'll show you in a minute. But when you have some energy down, turn 1 you're always going to play a multicolor energy, but turn 2 you got some shenanigans going down. You'll have a free energy. So you'll play this guy turn 2. When this card would lose a marker from an opponent's attack, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand instead. So if they attack your Unison here, you can let it absorb some damage. You can let it go. You can do whatever. But if you don't want to, you could actually take a life from your life instead of him getting hit, pegged down a counter. Sorry about that. But he's got a +1 here that this card gets 10,000 power for the turn. So he does do a 15k attacker for 1 energy, which is really good. And then active main, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Then you can choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So this is really good for getting rid of some pesky barrier stuff for some decks. Little 1-drops they drop on the board, like in Agents of Destruction, they could drop their Bobby and then all their stuff is 1 less. And it's got barrier, so it's hard to get rid of. This Unison will take care of it. It's really, really powerful. And I'll show you the counterplays we play with it. But it's really good for self-awakening because they'll try to get this thing off the board so that your counterplays aren't live, and you can just take a life instead. So it's really, really good. So we run 4 of those because we want to see them. So because we run those, we run 4 Frieza Charismatic Villain. So this is the green counterplay for the green Unisons. Now, you can't run Dormant because it requires your leader to be a mono green leader. So we have other ways to negate and have floodgates in this deck. But like I said, this is green and red, and we're just choosing this because of the Unison we play. You can go red Unisons. There's any way you can go. But for this build here, this is a really good card. So counterplay. Basically, when you have a Unison out with 2 or more markers, you can play this card from your hand, and anything that is 7 or less gets KO'd after it comes on the board. So it does not ignore barrier. So if something has barrier, it's not going to get hit. But this actually gets around deflect. So if something comes out with deflect, you can counterplay this. It'll come out, it'll have its effects, but it'll KO it right away. So it's a very, very strong card. And it's free, like I said, if you have a Unison with 2 or more counters. You'll play this for 1 and you'll uptick it once and it'll always be live. And like I said, if they try to uptick it down tick it, you could just take a life instead and it'll keep the markers. So these will always be live. Super strong. And because we run those, we like to run these here. There's other ways to put them out, but basically this card, if you pay 1 energy and you have 3 or more energy, you could choose green battle cards in your battle area with energy cost 5,000 power or more, and a total cost of 5, and place them in your drop area. And then you can play this card from your hand. And then when this card attacks, your opponent has to discard a card. So it's really, really good. But what happens is, for free, you'll play him turn 1, uptick him, attack, and then you'll pass. They'll play something on your turn or their turn. You can charismatic villain, kill whatever they have. Then you have a 5 drop here out, just hanging out. It's kind of a 10k. You could attack with it if you like, depending on what's happening. And then you could just pay 1 energy next turn. You could play this by KOing this or putting it in your drop area. And now you have a indestructible 20k. When it attacks you, your opponent discards a card. So if you guys don't know what indestructible is, you got a keyword skill right here. Mostly few Zamatsus and Zamatsus have this ability, and basically it can't be removed from the board by your opponent's skills or KO'd. So you can't attack it or anything. The only thing that you could do to get rid of this is you can minus it less than its life. So if you give it negative 20k, it'll die. But so it's very safe to play, and it's a very pesky card. It's hard to get rid of. Even ignoring barrier won't KO it, so it's really strong. Counterplays. We play Kunkunsa, so Beastly Maiden. This is a good card to play on your opponent's turn. It's also a 5k, so if you ever need to, a 0-5k combo. So if you need to combo to get the effect, to draw a card, it's really easy. But this negates the attack, and then you play the card. And if your leader card is green, and it's your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2, so it turns into a 2-drop. If you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So you play this card, you negate the attack, you play this card, it KOs a battle card, and then it KOs another card. So it KOs up to 2 battle cards. Really, really strong. And then it's a 20k attacker. I don't know why this card isn't seeing a lot more play because it's so broken, but it's probably because green hasn't been seeing a lot of play. I really like to take advantage of colors that aren't getting played and then pop this kind of stuff on them where they're like, oh my god, I forgot how strong it was. But it's a super, super strong card. Other negates that we run, after image technique. So this is really good for the deck. This actually doesn't negate the attack. What it does is it's on your counter attack, you'll counter with this. And if you have 5, it's got sparking 5. So if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area, this becomes free if you take a life, because you want to get down to 3 life eventually when you awaken. So we use these cards here to self-awaken and get to where we want to be on our life, because on the other side you have to be at 3 or more life to use those abilities. 3 or less. So like I said, sparking 5, you can play this by taking a life, and it helps you out, like I said, by getting you where you need to be. But it doesn't negate the attack. What it does here is you could choose up to 1. Out of focus. Choose up to 1 of your cards, and it gets plus 40,000 power for the duration of the turn. So it makes your guys so strong that it's going to be almost unfeasible to combo up to go over it. And it also gives your opponent's battle cards negative 10,000. So you could either kill something 10,000 or less, or you enfeeble it even more, and they're probably not going to combo out to attack out of this. What's cool about this is this means the negate is not attacked. The attack is not negated, and if you need to draw a card, you could still combo onto your leader to draw another card after this ability goes off. Just a little extra added value. So we run those. Really, really strong. We run 2 of these. Like I said, we want to get our life where we want to sometimes. So these really help too. It's almost like a self-awakener. Like all these things, the Unison, this after image, and they really help get your life where they need to be. So it's a counterattack. You can take a life if your life is at 5 or less, and then you could negate the attack, and then you play a homicidal clone token or whatever it's called. I can't even read it. Ooh. Yes. Yeah, so it's called the meta token. So he plays a meta token, you negate the attack, you take a life, and then boom, you have a token out, and you can block with it. So that's what's really good. At the end of the turn, it loses blocker, but it can negate 2 attacks, so it's really, really strong. Our floodgate for the deck is we run Topo. It costs 1 red energy. We have multicolor energy in our energy, so this is going to be really easy to play. Turn 2, turn 3, wherever you need. If they're being really swarmy and you need to get rid of a lot of, negate a lot of attacks, this is the one, because you play this card, you discard a card, and every time your opponent attacks, they have to discard 2 cards. Really risky to do unless they have a crap ton of cards in their hands. But most of the time they won't. We have a little bit of hand control in this deck too that keeps it down. But really good, one of the best floodgates there is in the game, just because no one wants to discard 2 cards every time they attack, especially if they have 100 cards out. All right, so now we'll get into our arrival package. Like I said, we're comboing a lot in this deck, so we're going to take advantage of that a little bit. The first arrivals that we use, they're going to be red-green because it's a red-green deck. We run 4 of these, so it's got double strike, SSB Gogeta Resident Explosion. So for 1 red energy, you can arrival this card. If you combo a red and a yellow card in your combo area, or a red or a yellow, a red or a green at the same time. So it's got energy exhaust, so when you put in your energy, it comes in tapped, which is fine because turn 1 you can play this. That's why I run 4, so it's just to help with the consistency. When you play this card, you can choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less and KO it. And then you can play this card, and you can't play copies of this card for the turn. But next turn you can, or your opponent's turn you can. This is really good spot removal, so if they're getting, a big board state, you can arrival this thing, or they're attacking with a 4 or less. You can arrival, play this for 1 energy, boom, you got a 20k double strike. You can do it aggressively or defensively. Now you can pop one of their 4 drops if it's attacking, or if you just need to get rid of something that's pesky. So really, really strong. Because we run... well, hold on, I'll play this one first. We'll talk about this one. I'd run more of these if I had more. I only have 2. I'd run probably 3 to 4, honestly. Maybe cut one of these down. Liquor and... I don't even know. Koron? I don't even know. Liquor and Koron. Universe 8 Destroyer and Angel. So it's got critical energy exhaust, and it has Alliance. So this card gains power equal to the total number of cards switched to rest mode by this skill for the battle, and then you can draw 2 cards, and then choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 20k power for the turn. So this helps remove some stuff, but you also get to draw 2 cards, and it's got a permanent here. If your leader card is red, which it is because it's red and green, and you have a red-green battle card in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. So we do have a lot of red-green battle cards, and I'll show you some of those that we play and some of the ones we use. But this is other ones. Some of the other ones we use, but this is one of the main ones that we'll be playing. So you'll play it on your opponent's turn. It'll be out, and then on your turn, you can play this guy. And then when he comes out, he is also another 5-drop multicolor, if you can see. Green-red. Also like this guy. So we run 2 of these guys. They're good for combo fodder because you want a red and a green sometimes. We have some green stuff. So if you need a red and green combo, it's really good for arrivaling. But also, if you play a multicolor 5-drop green-red battle card, you can play this guy for free. And he has an ability here. So permanent, only one of these guys can be played in your battle area at the time. Focus. When a battle card that is both red and green with energy cost 5 is played in your battle area, you can play this card. And then it's got an auto. When this card is switched to rest mode by Alliance, you could deal 1 damage to your opponent. So you'll play this guy. He's got critical. You attack. You'll give 2 things minus 20k. But when you play him, you could either play this guy when this guy comes out, or when you play him on your turn. And then when you attack and you activate Alliance by tapping this guy, it'll automatically do a damage to your opponent. So you can burn 1 life from your opponent, no problem. And then also you get the effects from this, which is drawing 2 cards, and it's a 20k attacker. So it's a really strong little combo. Like I said, if I had more, I'd bump it up. I just don't. I thought I had 3, but I actually did not. So I just ran these, which are great. All right. So like I said, we arrival. So I'll show you what we use to arrival here. We have Napa Demolition Man. It's the super combo we use. So he's really good because you can combo with him and you'll draw the card. So it becomes like almost a normal super combo. And then he comes into play right after. And then you could combo with him again to draw another card on your opponent's turn. But also, it's a red-green free combo. So you'll be able to combo all your arrival fodder and anything you have. And we have some more arrival I'll show you in a minute too. But really good. This is probably the most preferable one for the deck right now, especially this build. A little extra. These cards here, Raditz, Arrival of the Invader. So this is a free multicolor combo if you have a red-green energy in your energy. So this is just to help with consistency. It's just an extra combo. And once it's in your drop, like I said, your leader can combo 1 card for free with one of his abilities. So if you need to really Arrival and this is your drop area, it's good. I actually have played this for 4 energy. When this card is when you play this card, your opponent reveals their hand, and then you choose 1 battle card in their hand with 35 power or less and send it to their warp. And then this card gains critical for the duration of the turn. So it's a 20k critical, and if I was just in a pickle and I needed to get something out of their hand I thought they might have had, so I played this, and I looked at their hand, and I got rid of what they had. It's really good. It's just a little costly. And if you're in a pickle and you need to get something out of their hand, like maybe they had a topo or something that's going to ruin your turn when you try to attack and go for game, you could just check and get rid of it. So it's really, really good. But like I said, it's mostly for consistency and the free combo, red-green. Another red-green combo we run. So we do run the old package that came with this deck. We run Sun Goten Strong of Heart. So this was an expansion card that helped out the deck. It came out a while ago. It's got Energy Exhaust, and if your leader is a Broly card, which it is, when you combo with this card, choose up to 1 red extra card with field and energy cost of 2 in your deck and place it in your drop area. Then shuffle your deck. If you place the card in your drop area, choose 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. And if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, you can draw 1. So you usually will do this turn 2. You'll have a free energy open. You'll play this card. It becomes a free combo because it untaps at the end of the combo. But also, will be a little short on your hand in the beginning. You'll start drawing a lot more a little bit later after this turn. And it'll draw you that extra card. So when you combo with it, your leader allows you to draw an extra card, another card also. So you end up drawing 2 cards with this. It's a free multicolor combo, and then you can Arrival any of your stuff like this guy. And I'll show you another Arrival that I usually run on that turn too. But it's really good. It's for the deck. And the extra card that you're supposed to get with this, because it says you go get an extra card with 2 or less, which says field, is this field card here called Dormant Legend. So we never, in this version of the deck, play this card. You can, but it's just for being in the drop area. You want it in your drop area to make a few things live, which I'll show you in a second. But if you do want to play it, you can place cards under this card. You can't place cards under this card except where this card's skill. So other ways to put things under here will not work. When a card in your life is added to your hand or placed in your drop area during your opponent's turn, place the top card of your deck under this card. Active main, if there are 3 or more cards underneath this card, place this card in your drop area. Choose up to 1 red Broly card with energy cost 4 from your deck and play it, and then shuffle your deck. We don't really use this ability at all, like I was saying. We use the Goten to put it in the drop area. So when it's in there, we can play this guy here. I run 3 of them. He's kind of a game ender. He's from the old deck that came out with this leader. So Broly Tragedy Foretold. He's an Arrival for a red and a green. You can only play one at a time. That's why I run 3. And you can't play them unless Dormant Legend, this field card, which this Goten puts in your drop area, um, is in there. So you cannot play them unless Dormant Legend is in the drop area. So also, when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and they get minus 15k power until the end of your opponent's turn, which is really great because if you do it on your turn, it lasts a lot longer. When your opponent combos, you may choose one card in your opponent's combo area and place it in its owner's drop area. If you do negate the skill for the turn. So once per turn, if they combo, you can get rid of the combo in their combo area, which could save you from them. It could save you from them arrivaling something and ruining your turn, or if they're trying to get over a bunch of stuff to get to you. All right, so those are our multicolored cards. We're going to be putting one of them in our energy turn 1, and then everything else you just want to come in active mode. So we run 3 of these. These are the check lands for the deck. They're Brolys. They fit the deck. But you play these in your energy if you have a multicolor green-red in your energy, and they come in untapped. So it negates the energy exhaust. If you do decide to play it for 2, if you have to, it just your opponent chooses one card from the hand they can place in the drop area. So if you need them to get rid of a card, they say they have one card in your hand, you want to play this last energy so they can't negate or anything and get rid of the card in their hand. I mean, not negate, this check land. You can play it for 2 energy and get rid of a card if you have to. So it's got playability, but also it's mostly for energy, obviously. This card is one of the cards from the old deck. It was one of the mainstays. So this card, Chi-Chi, Motherly Majesty, if you have 2 or more red-green multicolor cards in your energy, when you combo with this card, draw 1 card. So basically, if you have 2 red-green energy, you combo with this, you draw a card. So it's like another super combo. So when you do this with your leader, you actually draw 2 cards when you combo with it. So it is super, super strong. Every time you use this new combo, boom, 2 cards. So it's really good to see these because it's draw power, like really, really strong. We run one of these. It's really good. 30k, turn them into a 40k double strike. Anything becomes a threat with this. Game ender, your leader, your Unison, anything really you want to use it for. And you can combo, like I said, you combo with it, you draw a card. So it's even stronger in this deck. We play this Unison. This is our board wipe. I have another couple in the sideboard. So it's got double strike and critical. And choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. When you play this card, you can choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and you can KO them. Super strong. You're very defensive, so you get to turn 4 a lot. I usually play it on turn 5, to be honest. It is really strong. It's got critical and double strike also, and it's a 20k. But when you +1 it, it gets plus 5k. So it's a double strike critical 25. But also, if you play it on your -5, like I do, so you can go to 6 too. But when your leader is, if your leader card is a evil incarnate wizard or card, all your energy is mono green. All right, I'm sorry, I'm talking about a different deck. So I only use it for the board wipe, obviously, and attacking. It's like a good game ender. This other ability here is for the Agents of Destruction deck, and I also run that deck, so I was thinking about that. And then the secret rare that we run, more barrier removal, and also it's a combo. So you combo with it, you draw a card with Broly's ability, and then you can kill anything with barrier. If you need to play it, you can play it for 5 energy, and it is a triple strike dual attack 40k. So it's a good game ender if you need it to be. I use it for the combo draw and barrier removal, spot removal, more than anything else in this deck. But that's the deck. It's really, really strong. This leader's really, really not lost any momentum. It's just a matter on how you build it. I didn't even have to go with the old stuff. There's other builds where you don't have to use any of it. I just love it. It's so classic. And the advantage you get off the Goten and stuff, I like. And also, this guy is a beefcake, and I like the barrier removal too. So he's strong. You get some burn in it too, and it takes your opponent by surprise a lot of the time. So, with that being said, it's still viable. And, with the new set coming out after Realm of the Gods, it could get even more and more strong. Green's getting a lot more support. Plus, like I said, he's red-green. So like a lot of red support. There's a lot of red-green support coming out for multicolor. So there's going to be a lot of stuff you can do with this leader shortly. But I'm DBS TCG Central. Thanks for coming to another deck profile video. I'm gonna do a lot more. I've had a lot of work going on, so I'm gonna get out of that work funk and get onto this Dragon Ball deck building stuff like crazy. But if you like the video, like, share, subscribe. I also have an eBay, a Facebook, and a Instagram. Feel free to check me out and friend me or whatever you want to do. Leave a comment wherever. I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. I'm going to leave the links for the eBay and everything else down below. The eBay is for collectors. I have a lot of cards that are kind of hard to get your hands on, and I'm always uploading new ones because I'm going to a lot of tournaments often. But thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.